everybody? It's ChristopherNotWalken. Welcome to the Dirty Nerdy Show, and today we have a very special guest, a brand new ASM artist, only been around for about a month, and she's already taken off. She's been on the weekly, featured on the weekly news with Matt over there at Articulate Design, and we wanted to get her on because we thought she was really good, and she's so talented in more ways than one, and yeah. We just wanted to get her on the show. Guys, everybody, welcome myTherapeuticRemedies, a.k.a. Ashley. What's up?
Hi, thank you so much for all the kind words. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for agreeing to come on my stupid little show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I feel so honored.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say my show. It's very much mine and Katie's. Katie's here in the control room doing the editing right now. She'll probably say something on the screen right now. But, yeah. The first thing I want to know is ASMR. How'd you find it?
So I discovered ASMR one night when I was having a really hard time sleeping. I had a friend suggest to me to check out ASMR. Actually, during this time, too, I was super addicted to a game called Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I got into that game specifically because it is based on real time, and stores are closed at night, so I thought this would encourage me to sleep earlier and then go to sleep, wake up, and want to play it. But that didn't work, so I had a friend recommend ASMR to me, and I had never heard of it before. And I went and I checked it out, and I actually thought it was very weird when I first discovered it. But I said that if I could find an ASMR video that featured Animal Crossing New Leaf, that I would absolutely consider it. And that is when I discovered the wonderful Brittany ASMR, and I found the perfect Animal Crossing video, and then the rest is history. I fell in love.
Oh, yeah. So, what was weird about it? Like, I want to know what you found weird. So, like, what are the things that are, like, opposite for triggers for you? Like, what are the things that you're just like, no?
So, it's so hard to think, like, right on the spot, but I can remember my first experience before I discovered Brittany ASMR. The first video that I ever put on, I remember, was Dimitri from Massage ASMR,
Yeah.
and he was like whispering at the screen and moving his hands around, and I just remember like never experiencing anything like that before, and I just remember thinking, people watch this? Like, this is so strange. And for me at that time, I totally didn't understand it. But now I love massage ASMR and could watch Dimitri every day, all day. But as far as weird triggers go, um, I think one of the first ones that I came across when I was like, what is this? Was it said ear licking. And I was like, what? What is ear licking? And I remember thinking, there's no way people watch this. And then I had to listen. And I remember in the beginning, starting off, like, just learning about ASMR,
Mm-hmm.
it was so weird to me. But now I would watch it.
Now you're, like, all about the ear licking, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I have had very detailed discussions about ear licking and, like, what the ears on the 3DO taste like.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
uh, they were in some of it's in some of the interviews, like the Frivy interview. She went on to say that they taste like condoms, and I was
Oh my
like,
goodness.
it's like, oh my god,
Very detailed description.
yeah, because that was one thing I wanted to know. I was like, and that's a question that I wrote down, like, what do the ears taste like?
It's a good question, because if you're doing that for, I don't know, 40 minutes to an hour, kind of wonder, can you handle the taste? Like, what does it taste like?
Yeah, and now you've got other artists like doing like little tricks of like putting like honey on it or whatever, just to
Yeah,
change the taste.
I can't blame them though, because I'm sure eventually it gets tiresome licking the ears all the time, and probably not too tasty.
So, what are some of your favorite triggers? Let's go to the opposite end.
So some of my favorite triggers, I remember we discussed this recently, was ear massage. I love ear massage. One of my favorites. I also really love controller sounds. I recently really got into layered effects, so I like
Oh
echoes.
snap!
So layered sounds are really awesome. I know there's probably a bunch more that I just can't think of at the moment, but those are probably like my top three at the moment.
If you like controller sounds, I have a video that you should check out. My friend Elbel, dear friend of mine, friend of the show. She's been on the show a few times. Um, she did a controllers sound video, and it was really good, and you should check it out. So
Oh, I
yeah, do that.
definitely will.
Um,
Definitely.
what was the one video that you were like, you're the most proud of that you've done so far?
Um, it's hard to say. My most viewed video probably has to be the one that I'm proudest of because it is my soft whispers with page flipping, and probably because it's the first video where I kind of started to step out of my shell and kind of experiment with real whispering. When I actually started my channel, I wasn't planning on showing my face or talking or anything, but as it was going on, I kind of started to feel more comfortable with it, and I really wanted to try new things, and I think that one definitely has to be the one that I'm most proud of at the moment.
It's a good video. I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
For
I'm glad
reals,
you enjoyed it.
you're a wizard.
I try.
You're a wizard, Harry. Like, oh my god, like you knocked me out. And like the go to sleep the story time video that you did.
Oh, yes, bedtime stories.
Yes. Oh my god, dude.
Oh, you like that one? I'm so happy.
Yes.
Yeah, I was really going for like, I don't know, sometimes like ASMR almost makes you like remind you of being a kid again, and for me, I recently started like looking up like bedtime stories because like it just makes you feel like this kid again. And so I wanted to really get the atmosphere of a nostalgic bedtime story setting. And I wanted to, kind of read it in the way that you would read to a kid just to make the audience feel like get some of those nostalgic memories back and
You were giving
maybe
off mom vibes right there.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to bedtime stories, sometimes it's fun to take on that role.
Absolutely. What what are some of the things that you have planned that are like that you're super excited to do that are like right away like I gotta do this video?
Oh my God, I have a couple. Um, haven't been any like risky yet or tried anything new because I'm saving some of those. But I do have a couple of role plays up my sleeve. Super excited to try that because I think it will be a lot of fun. Another one is I I really do like mouth sounds, and I remember before I thought they were super weird and everything, but I have a mouth sounds video that I created that I'm excited to see how it is received by everybody because I worked hard on that one and I was excited to do it. It was something new for me, so we'll see how that one goes.
I think it would be hilarious if you called it ASMR. What that mouth do though?
Yeah, yeah, it'd be very interesting.
See, that's why I could never do ASMR because I would title things the most ridiculous shit ever.
Yeah, but you'd get too much clickbait going on.
No such thing as too much clickbait. I've learned this.
You learn this.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah, hey, I mean, if as long as there's some truth in the clickbait, then I don't see any problem with it.
What do you think we should clickbait the title of this video?
Hmm. That's a really good question. I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
Sweet, majestic lesbian does interview on Dirty Nerdy Show. What do you think?
I mean, that seems like a decent clickbait. I think it might work. We're gonna have to look into the thumbnail for this one.
We'll put like a rainbow and like
Maybe a unicorn. I don't
maybe a
know.
unicorn
Or
and
something.
then like your face, and you could be like riding the unicorn and be like, "Hey world."
Yeah, I'll just be waving, saying, "Hey."
Like a parade.
I can only imagine how that will be received by the audience. It would be very, very interesting.
Oh, it'll piss some people off, but I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
it definitely would be. It would be fun to do though.
yes. So let's step away from ASMR a little bit because you do some other things that is just oh my god, you're the dopest ever. Like for real. Like you
Thank
guys
you.
need to check out her art. Like seriously, she loves the comics and everything. And what got you into comics?
Um, Honestly, I can't remember or pinpoint a point in time where I really got or why I got into them, but I just remember when I was in third grade, I was in Barnes and Nobles with my mom, and I was walking by and I saw a comic book section, and at the time, I always liked Spider-Man but never read any of the comics or anything, and I was walking by this section and I saw Spider-Man. So it popped out to me and I walked over and it was like volume one of the original Spider-Man comics. And I was like, Mom, I really want this. And I was like, please, please, please get it. And she got it. And I remember I could not put it down. I read all those comics. I mean, that's all I did all day was read that. And then I got volume two and three and the list goes on and on.
So, what are you reading now with comics?
Believe it or not, I have been super lazy when it comes to the comics lately and recently. I believe the last comic that I was reading was the Daredevil series, Frank Miller's version of the Daredevil series.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yes, I have not finished it. I started it and I've been a little lazy, but that was the last one that I picked up.
I won't tell you any spoilers, but holy shit, dude.
I heard from what I read that it was one of the best to pick up, so that's why I got it.
Especially if you like Frank Miller, because Frank Miller has done a lot of really cool stuff. Like even with like Batman.
Yeah, I had read that. I never checked out, actually, I'm ashamed to say, I never picked up any DC comics ever. But from what I had
What?
read, I know. I remember I bought a friend once the is it called The Joking Hazard? It's the Joker comic book, and I remember I almost read it and then I didn't. I was never a big DC girl, but I always wanted to get some
There's a
DC comics.
there's a book called The Killing Joke.
That's what it is. That's what it
It's a
is.
graphic novel. They also made a movie, but the movie is kind of sort of meh. Um, I need you to read The Killing Joke. That is
Yeah.
your assignment, okay?
All right. Gonna have to do it now.
Pick it up, go to the comic book shop, pick it up, and get The Killing Joke. You can order it online, do whatever you got to do, but get that book, and it'll change your life. It'll make you love Batman, like for real. And it's more of a Joker story anyway, so you'll love the. It's very much a Joker origin story, but it gives you several sides, and yeah, it's so good. I love that book.
See, that definitely would be up my alley because even though I'm not big into the DC universe, I love the Joker. I mean, The Dark Knight, that movie made me fall in love with the Joker, so I definitely would read it for the Joker.
Yeah, the villains of DC have always
I,
been the strongest part of
yeah, they're
DC.
fantastic, the
Yeah.
villains.
That's one of the reasons why they did the Suicide Squad movie, even though it was rushed and yeah. I won't go into that, but yeah.
Yeah, I did see that one.
um
Enjoyed
so
it.
you read a lot of the Spider-Man stuff. You ever read any of like Silk or like any of those things?
No, I can't say that I have. I always wanted to pick them up. I just have never found the time.
Pick up Silk. Silk is dope. Because Silk is like, she's basically Peter Parker. They got bit by the same exact spider at the same exact time, except for she was hidden away in a bunker for however many years. And, yeah. So it's cool.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty awesome. Might have to check her out.
Yeah. And she has a little bit more powers than he does. She can shoot webs from her fingertips. She doesn't have to make her web slingers or anything the way that Peter Parker does. Hers
That's convenient.
are natural, yeah. And she can like weave like her costume.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check her out then. She sounds really cool. Especially if she's anything like the original. I mean, a little bit of a twist on it, but still, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, and then they were kind of a thing for a minute, and then yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't want to say too much because if I say too
Yeah.
much, you'll be like, I already know. But like, you need to check that out.
I have so many comics to read now.
Yeah, I'm just that's what being a friend with me is like. Like, oh, but you need to read this and this and this and this. And then,
Hey, I welcome it.
I'm always showing people different comics. I'm like, yeah, but you need to read this. Also, okay, so Katie calls me the other day, right?
Mhm.
And when she was down here, we went and saw the movie Logan, right?
Mhm. Excellent
And
movie.
yeah, great movie, right? If you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely go see it. Although
Right.
it probably won't even be in the theater by the time this video comes out.
Yeah.
So we went to go see it, and then she calls me when she's, at home a few days later, and she's with her friend, and they have a question for me. And instead of Googling, they just asked me. They were like, why does he have, like, several names in the movie? Like, why is his name James and Logan? And like, they were confused, right? I was like, okay, here's the deal.
Now I gotta explain it to you.
His real name is James. He didn't know that for a very long time, so he went by Logan because he was a part of the Weapon X program, and they kind of wiped his brain, and it was very confusing, and he had a lot of like PTSD, and just yeah.
It's a very long story, but it's a good sum up.
Yeah. So I was like, that's why, and then they were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like I became Google for them, and I was like, oh shit.
It's good though because sometimes kids won't look up these things and they're just confused forever about the comics. They just accept it. But you gotta explain it to them because you want them to know the origins because it's awesome.
Even when the origin changes like 50 times.
Yes, even when it happens to change.
Yeah. So, what are some of your favorite things that you've favorite art pieces that you've done so far? Because guys, she is so good. She's so good, and I kind of want to do a comic with her. And yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Art pieces, I have to say probably some of my sketches would probably be some of my absolute favorites. Actually did my most, like, the one that I love the best, that I am most proud of, has to be, I did a realistic sketch on an elephant, and that one was really, it took me like a week to perfect, and that one, I really, really love that one. But
Bert will be pleased with that. Elephant in the room.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Likes elephants? Oh, of course, the name.
This is his name.
Yeah. So, yes, the elephant is awesome. And I really like some of my Spider-Man pieces are probably another of my favorites. I did some X-23 drawings.
That was one of my favorites that you've ever done. Like the X-23 thing. Oh my god, it was so good.
Thank you. I love X-23 way before the movie Logan even came out. So I've been a fan for a long time, and I wanted to give her some art pieces because I feel like you don't really see a lot of art of her out there, and for like prints and such. So I drew her and I kind of put her in the way that I thought she should look, and I really like the way that one turned out as well.
X-23 is not 12 years old, you guys.
Yeah. She's a teenager in the comics.
Yeah, and she will mess you up. She has an attitude problem.
Yes. Worse. I think her attitude problem is worse than the little girl portrayed her at in the movie, and that little girl had some attitude problems.
Yeah. Although, she's not as bad as Logan's actual son in the comics.
Oh, I don't think I've ever gotten that far to see his son.
Oh, I will tell you all about him. He is a dickhead, and yeah.
Actually, I'm trying to think right now. Does his name start with a V?
It starts with a D.
A D. Is it Dakin?
Yes.
Dakin? Okay, then I actually do know. I think he fights X-23 in one of the comics.
Yeah.
So I lied. I do know who he is.
Ah, see, she knows things without knowing things.
Exactly.
But you know what I know?
What do you know?
Everybody needs to go subscribe to My Therapeutic Remedies because she is dope as hell. And we welcome her into the Dirty Nerdy family. And we want you guys to subscribe to her because she's so good at what she does. She's very relaxing, very chilled, very good spirit. And we love her energy. And you'll come back and talk to us more, right?
Of course.
Yeah, boy. So, guys, we'll link all our social media. Where can they find you at on Twitter?
They can find me at myTherapeutic on Twitter. Also, if they check out my YouTube, I have a link to my Twitter there as well, so they can follow me.
Yeah, boy. So do that. And I'm going to try and talk her into getting an Instagram. I'm going to talk her into all of that.
Yes.
For art and stuff.
Everything. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for letting me be on. It's an honor. I really appreciate it. And this is just great experience.
Absolutely. Now, guys, here's the thing. If you want to check out our interviews a little bit early, we have a Patreon. And for just $1 a month, I sound like I'm doing that infomercial. For $1, you could save a child's life. Nah, but for $1, you can get early access to all of our interviews, and it's dope. And if you think about it, that's like $12 a year, and like that's less than a Netflix subscription, and you get to see dope interviews with all of your favorite ASM artists a little early, plus some extra behind-the-scenes stuff, some outtakes, and all sorts of really cool things. So, yeah, I think you guys should check that out if you want to. If not, that's cool. But, anyways, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. All of that good stuff. Like it, subscribe, everything. Subscribe to My Therapeutic Remedies because she is so sweet and we love her over here at the Dirty Nerdy Show. And, yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.